Nick Khan has called WWE Saudi Arabia sale reports 100% fake. Also, Vince McMahon is facing another lawsuit. And the WWE Network is said to be making major changes. More on that in a little bit. Hello everyone, Jack and Ross back again with more wrestling news. Starting off, Ross, with news about Nick Khan.
Yes, he appeared on the Bill Simmons podcast and has directly addressed those reports from last week, saying that WWE were on the brink, or had already, or were going to be, or weren't going to be, sold to the PIF, the Public Investment Fund of Saudi Arabia. This is what Nick Khan said. He said, fake, 100% fake, 100% made up, saying that there was an imminent transaction, or whatever it was, totally false. It was absurd. It was nuts. And by the way, the person who originally claimed there was a sale subsequently took down that tweet, because when I'm saying 100% false, it was 100% false. I don't know if we can read directly to what he's saying there, but I think he said it's not real.
A lot of subtext there. I think the person who deleted the tweet that he's referring to is Steve Muirhausen of DAZN, because it was him and Cassidy Haynes of Body Slam who first reported this news. But then Sean Ross Sapp tried to give a bit of insight into that and said that they'd been not lied to, but exaggerated to or something, or like someone had jumped the gun, one of their sources. Or
that was his recurring message, was it was never confirmed to him. He's like, I'm not going to deny what you're reporting, it just hasn't been confirmed to him at that point.
Fair enough. But now Nick Khan has said to Bill Simmons, or as we heard there, 100% false. It's going to be funny now if it actually just happens.
It would be typical, wouldn't it? Yeah, just to throw a red herring out there.
Dave Meltzer claimed last week that Nick Khan met with the Walt Disney Company CEO Bob Iger, and I should probably know that, I don't know, and ESPN President James Pitaro on Monday, January 9th at the College Football Playoff National Championship game. Just some guys at the sports just talking about sales. Meltzer also mentioned the Saudi Arabia PIF are one of several organizations interested in purchasing WWE, but no deal, as we've heard from Nick Khan, there has been completed.
And such is the life of a news aggregator, where you follow the story and report what's happened.
We're just enjoying the show, the ride, the twists and turns.
Yes.
Elsewhere, in very serious news, of course, Vince McMahon could be facing, well, it sounds certainly like he is facing another lawsuit. That is according to Sportico.
Yes, they're saying Detroit's police and fire retirement system sued WWE Executive Chairman Vince McMahon last Thursday, seeking a declaration that would effectively block the 77-year-old billionaire from regaining control of the WWE's board of directors and prevent him from expediting a sale. They continue, don't they, Jack?
They say the retirement system requests that its complaint, which was filed in Delaware's Court of Chancery, be recognised as a class action on behalf of other WWE stockholders. The complaint argues that McMahon has breached fiduciary duties. I don't know.
That sounds like a modern-day youngster term. That's so fidouche.
As controlling stockholder by trying to impose his personal will on WWE and its board by purporting to adopt a package of invalid and inequitable bylaw amendments that would hamstring the board from making critical business decisions. I'm really out of my depth with this.
There was a story, so am I, but I remember the story last week where Vince was like, if you don't give me this executive position on the board, I'll not sanction like the TV deal or a potential sale of the company. Yep. So he changed the bylaws, meaning that he didn't have to be the executive of the board to make those calls. And I think this is the next step from that.
Okay.
Again, I know nothing about anything, but that's what I understand from that.
Hopefully, if anybody knows the ins and outs. What's Detroit's police and fire retirement system got to do?
I don't know. Oh. Maybe who are you going to call?
That's who. Yeah, exactly. That's who's suing Vince anyway, according to Sportico.
We can't say too much, can we? Because it is a legal thing, and we don't want to get ourselves embroiled in it. One
last thing to add on that story. Late last week, Bloomberg Law reported that another shareholder was suing McMahon in Delaware's Chancery Court for the same reason. So this is another one of those.
Yeah.
So, oh God. We'll leave that one for now. Also, according to Sean Ross Sapp, WWE have laid off more long-tenured company names.
WWE's Vice President of Communications, Adam Hopkins, is out of the company. This is what Sean Ross Sapp tweeted. After 25 years, Hopkins worked in a variety of roles and was a point of contact for a lot of us in the media in preparing for events and setting up interviews. And he seemed like a very popular figure backstage.
He did. Several people on the media side of things and on the WWE talent side of things tweeted their support, including Big E, who said in reply to Sean Ross Sapp's tweet that Hopkins was a true professional and a great human. Really going to miss A-Hop.
Catch you on the hoppity hop.
I like that he's got a nickname for him, and I think I hope anyway that working there for 25 years, I hope he's got a big payout.
I think I read somewhere that he had a little break somewhere where they released him but then brought him back. But it has been over the past 25 years that he has been working there. And it's this, like, what are the implications of this? Is this implying that we're doing some sort of reorganising ahead of a sale? Is he walking being let go because of something else? I don't know.
It's hard to tell, isn't it? But also, Sean Ross Sapp would later tweet that they'd confirmed PW Insiders report, that the Vice President of Communications, Stephanie Fiondella, was let go by WWE last week. Senior VP of Communications, Matt Altman, is now in a different department. So it certainly seems like some people are being let go, some are being reshuffled. It's more the sort of something's going to happen feeling, isn't it? Yeah.
And it's a crucial department to be shaking things up in, is the old communications team, because that's what you put out there and give to the world, don't you?
Yeah.
Press releases and stuff like that, what gets out, what stays in.
Very interesting indeed. Talking of what stays out, what stays in and what goes out, Fightful Select have broken the news that a lot of changes could be made to the WWE Network. Several
indie events that are featured on Peacock are set to expire in the next few days. Fightful Select has learned as of now WWE is not continuing independent content on the WWE Network on Peacock. Several of the companies already have plans in order to follow up.
It seems like before it happened, every so often there'd be a news story like Vince wants indie companies on the network, Vince doesn't want indie companies on the network. Then we got indie companies on the network, and now it seems like Vince doesn't want indie companies on the network.
Did you watch much ICW?
Honestly.
On the network?
Yeah.
I'm going to speak for myself here and say I didn't watch a single second of ICW. I did catch a bit of Involve. That was the one. My God. When Austin Theory was like their main event scene, I remember there was a big event they held and Paul Heyman was involved somehow. This is a couple of years ago now.
Yeah.
Maybe before we've been locked down, I guess.
Maybe, yeah. I think did Heyman offer him a WWE contract
like
at an
that.
Evolve show?
JD Drake was there, I remember.
Yeah. Was Swerve Strickland there as well? I know Matt Riddle was in Evolve for a bit. Yeah, it was becoming almost like an unofficial NXT, and then it got bought out.
The NXT 2 NXT.
Yes, yeah, it was, but also already promotions from around the world, not just in the States, but obviously in the UK, such as ICW and Progress, and Matthew's favourite promotion in Germany, WXW, are all featured weekly. But as Fightful Select noted, a lot of episodes of certain promotions on Peacock. Apparently, they have the expiring in 2 days. The sort of thing you'll see on normal streaming services, but except this is wrestling content that should be up indefinitely.
I just got to hope that the wrestling companies were mentioned are going to be okay without that sort of cash injection that they presumably got. I mean, we heard about I guess it was just rumours about the amount of money Progress in particular made when that entire thing, when Jim Smallman left and all that sort of stuff. So hopefully the cash injection that the network provided them means they're okay, that not being there. So
apparently, this is again just speculation, but WWE is scheduled to make announcements about NXT Europe soon, which could be a factor in that as well.
Yeah.
And finally, there's an update on Logan Paul's WWE status, Ross, again courtesy of Fightful Select.
WWE is hoping that Logan Paul can appear at the WWE Royal Rumble show later this month. We haven't heard any solid details on the plan, but as of last week, WWE was hoping to have him train for an upcoming match. We can confirm that they at least inquired about it. Since his last appearance, Logan Paul was involved in a crypto scam, which we are told is no way factors decision.
Which is in no way factored in the WWE's decision to use him. I don't believe WWE would be put off by that.
That's been fascinating to watch that.
I've been meaning to watch. I'm trying to think of his name. I've been meaning to watch his video. Have you watched it?
It's a 3-part trilogy.
Is it good?
I caught the first 10 minutes of the first one and I just sort of gave up. But apparently it was good. Okay. Waiting necessitated Logan Paul coming out and giving this, he'd never said sorry, but he was like, CoffeeZilla, I'm going to sue your ass. And apparently I was learning on Twitch last week when I was streaming that people just laughed him off Twitter, because I watched that rebuttal from Logan Paul thinking, CoffeeZilla's in a bad place here. Because Logan Paul's very rich and can probably afford more lawyers than CoffeeZilla. But
has he not got a leg to stand on?
I don't know.
CoffeeZilla knows what he's doing.
Hopefully.
Good. Well, I mean, to be honest, I was. It's a shame because there was a lot of goodwill built up towards Logan Paul after he was taking the wrestling seriously and had a lot of talent. Clearly at it, and then this has happened, but apparently it hasn't impacted WWE's decision to use him. So
I mean, it's an interesting time to see what he could potentially do at the Rumble, because of course he has called out John Cena in the press. He called out Roman Reigns in the press and got his Roman Reigns match at Crown Jewel. So far in his WWE tenure, he's largely got what he wanted. So that probably means he could face Cena at WrestleMania. That's a weird thing to say, but there we go.
It's a match of the 21st century, isn't it?
I mean, if anything, John Cena should be passing the torch to Logan Paul. I'm winking and, that's sarcasm.
I think whatever they do with him, he'll probably do all right at it. But I just hope WWE learn that he's never going to get cheered. Let him be a heel.
Especially when his brother inevitably gets involved.
Yes.
They set it up with the Usos, didn't they? Him making the save. Jake at Crown Jewel.
Guess what, though?
What?
KSI's called out Jake Paul for a boxing match.
I hope he breaks his jaw.
England!
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And also Logan Paul had a big knee injury, didn't he? So how does that affect his WrestleMania build?
He did, yes.
When's he going to be fit again? I don't know.
Hopefully he is recovering swiftly indeed. Right, well, thank you very much for watching this news video. Stay tuned for more content on this very YouTube channel as well. And leave your thoughts and opinions in the comments section down below. I've been Jack, this has been Ross, and we'll see you very soon.